Welcome back on the mat. Today we have a fully activating flow that works on stretching our hamstrings, strengthening our quads, and toning our glutes. So let's dive in. Our session today will be split into 3 rounds. The first 2 rounds will have flows with holds, and the last power round is where we stitch flow 1 and flow 2 without any holds. We will have a minute break between each round, which you can choose to take or prolong as much as you need. Hello! Today we'll start at the top of the mat, standing straight, tall and strong. Take a round of breath. And then inhale, send both your arms up and left knee to chest. Exhale, place your right hand on your right hip. Take your left index and middle finger and wrap it around your left big toe. Inhale, extend that leg out in front of you in an extended hand-to-toe pose. Focus on something ahead of you for balance. And then inhale, slowly with control, swing that leg out towards your side. If you need to keep a bend in your knee, go ahead and do that, just as long as you can feel a stretch in your hamstring. Exhale, slowly swing that leg back to center. Release the bind, but keep your leg lifted, holding here for a few breaths. Don't let it drop. And then exhale, slowly swing your left leg back as we meet in a warrior 2. So make sure your back leg is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Bend into your front knee, spine straight, look ahead. Inhale, drop your left hand to your left calf as you lean back into peaceful warrior. And then exhale to a side angle. Drop your right elbow on your right knee as you swing your left arm up and over your left ear, your gaze looking up or on your elevated palm. Hold here for a few breaths. And then inhale, swing your left arm behind you and reach for your right hand under your right thigh in a bind. Exhale, step your back foot 2 steps up to meet your top foot. Exhale here. And then inhale, slowly lift yourself up, taking your right leg with you in the bind. Keep your chest lifted. Once you reach the top, extend your right leg out as much as you can and hold here. Again, look at something ahead of you for balance. And then exhale, bend your right knee and slowly fold forward with control until you meet the mat. Inhale, step your left foot back 2 steps into the lunge. Release the bind. And then inhale to a wide-legged stance facing the long edge of the mat. Exhale to a side angle pose on the other side. Inhale, swing your right arm behind you and reach for your left hand under your left thigh in a bind. Exhale, step your back foot 2 steps up to meet your front. Take a round of breath here, and then inhale, slowly lift up to a bird of paradise pose. Keep your chest lifted. Once you're on the top, extend your left leg out as much as possible, maintaining balance. Focus on something ahead of you to help you with stability. And then exhale, bend your left knee and slowly fold forward until you meet the mat. Inhale, step your right foot back 2 steps until we meet in a lunge. Release the bind and come into a side angle pose. Keep that chest lifted, look up. And then inhale, drop your right hand to right calf. Lean back, breathing into the left side of your body in Peaceful Warrior. Exhale to Warrior 2. Sink into your hips, knees stacked over your ankle. Look ahead. And then inhale, square your hips to the back of the mat. Step your right knee to chest as you lift both your arms up to the sky. Exhale, place your left hand on your left hip. Take your right index and middle finger, wrap it around your right big toe. And inhale, extend your right leg out in front of you in an extended hand to toe pose on the other side. Focus on something ahead of you. Keep that chest lifted. Stay strong. And then inhale, slowly swing that leg out towards your side. With control. Keep that knee bent if you need to. Hold. And then slowly exhale to center. Release the bind. Keep that leg lifted. Stay strong. And then exhale, release to the mat. Take a minute's break here, and I'll see you on the other side. Get ready for round 2. Welcome to round 2. We'll start by facing the front of the mat, so turn yourself around and watch as I demonstrate the crane walk. To do the crane walk, we'll lift both our arms up and one knee to chest. Inhale, kick out with the elevated knee, jump forward and lift the alternate knee to chest. We'll do this movement up the mat 1 time. So prepare yourself at the bottom of the mat, take a round of breath, and then inhale, lift your arm and right knee to chest. Kick out, jump forward and lift left. We do this movement till we meet at the top of the mat with the left knee lifted. And exhale, float your left leg back as we meet in a side lunge. Now follow along as we do the next movement. Inhale, float over to the other side in a side lunge. Exhale, drop your sit bones to the mat as you swing both legs forward in staff. And then inhale, swing your right foot up to hip level, lift up, and then float to the other side into a side lunge. Exhale, hips to the mat. Swing both legs forward in staff. And we repeat this 3 more times. Inhaling, swinging your right leg up to the top. Lift up. Float over to the other side as we meet in a side lunge. And exhale to staff. Inhale, swing your right leg up. Lift up. Float over. Exhale to the mat and meet in staff. 1 last time. We swing our right leg all the way up, lift up, float over to the other side as we meet in side lunge. Exhale to staff. Now adjust yourself to the middle of the mat. Sit with your spine straight, chest lifted, and then bring your right leg into a half lotus. As we go into a half lotus bind, forward fold, swing your right arm behind you, grab hold of your right toe, or place it on your right hip, whichever is more comfortable for you. Inhale, lift your left arm up, and exhale, fold forward, grabbing either your left foot or placing your hand on the mat in front of you and pulling your forehead towards the mat. Hold this forward fold for a few breaths. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release the bind. And prepare to go into a bridge. So bend both knees, bring your hips towards your heels, recline back onto the mat. Lift your forearms off the mat. And then inhale, lift your hips up into a bridge. Now in our next exhalation, we're going to float our arms over our heads as we float our knees away from each other. Inhale, back to bridge. We're going to repeat this movement 10 times. Inhaling to bridge and exhaling as we float our arms and knees away from each other. So exhale, float up and out. Inhale, pull back in. Remember to activate and engage your glute as you keep pulling yourself up and maintaining the integrity of the bridge as we continue this movement. Last 3 times. And then exhale, slowly roll back onto the mat. Take a round of breath here. And then inhale, lift up. Extend your legs out into staff. And then bring your left foot into a half lotus as we go into the bind and fold on the other side. So swing your left arm behind you. Grab hold of your toe or place it on your hip. Inhale, lift your right arm up. And exhale, fold forward, grabbing your foot or placing the hand on mat and pulling your forehead towards the mat. Hold here for a few breaths. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release the bind. Inhale, swing your left foot up to hip level this time. Lift yourself up into a side lunge and then float over to the other side. Exhale, descend into a staff. We'll repeat this 2 more times. Inhale, swinging your left leg up, lifting up, floating over to the other side, and exhaling to staff. 1 last time. Inhale, swing your left foot up, lift up, float over, and exhale to staff. Now swing your left foot up 1 more time, all the way up to hip level. Lift yourself up to a side lunge, but this time square your hips to the front of the mat as we meet in a lunge, and then step your back foot up as we meet in a standing pose. Turn yourself around and prepare to go into the crane walk 1 last time to the back of the mat. Inhaling, lifting both arms up, 1 knee to chest. Kick out, jump forward and lift alternate knee. Once you reach the back of the mat, exhale to a standing position, and I'll see you at the power round. We'll now stitch floor 1 and floor 2 together without any holes. We start at the top of the mat, take a round of breath here, and then inhale, send both your arms up, left knee to chest. Exhale, right hand on your right hip, take your left hand into a bind with your left big toe. Inhale, extend that leg out in front and slowly swing that leg out towards your side. Exhale, back to center, release the bind but keep that leg lifted. And then slowly float that leg, place it at the back of the mat as we meet in Warrior 2. Inhale, lean back into Peaceful Warrior, breathing into the right side of your body. And exhale to side angle. Right elbow on right knee as we swing our left arm up and over. Inhale, swing your left arm behind you and grab your right hand underneath your right thigh. Exhale, step your back foot 2 steps up to meet your front. And then inhale, slowly lift up into a standing bird of paradise pose, extending your right leg out as much as possible. Exhale, bend your right knee and slowly fold forward with control until your right foot meets the mat. Inhale, step your left foot back 2 steps as we meet in a lunge. Release the bind and inhale to a wide-legged stance as we face the long edge of the mat. Exhale to a side angle on the other side, so left elbow to left knee as right arm floats up and over. And then inhale, swing your right arm behind you. Grab your left hand underneath your left thigh. Exhale, step your back foot 2 steps up to the top. And then inhale, slowly lift yourself up into a standing bird of paradise on the other side. Chest lifted. Extend your left leg out as much as possible. And then exhale, bend your left knee and slowly fold forward with control until your left foot meets the mat. Inhale, step your right leg back 2 steps, meet in side angle. And inhale, lean back into Peaceful Warrior, breathing into the left side of your body. Exhale to Warrior 2. And then inhale, square your hips to the back of the mat and step your right knee to chest. Arms float all the way up to the sky. Exhale, left hand to left hip and take your right hand into the bind with your right big toe. Inhale, extend that leg forward and slowly swing that leg out towards your side with control, keeping balance. Exhale to center. Release the bind but keep that leg lifted. And then release to the mat. Take a round of breath here as we prepare to go into flow 2. Turn yourself around. Lift your arms up and left knee to chest as we go into crane walk. Kick out, jump forward till we meet at the top of the mat. Palms meet at heart center as we float our left foot back into a side lunge. And then float yourself over to the other side. Exhale to staff. Swing your leg forward. And then inhale, swing your right foot up to hip level. lift yourself up, float over to the other side. Exhale to the mat as we meet and staff. Repeat this 3 more times. One last time. Inhaling as you swing up, lift up, float over, and exhale to staff. Adjust yourself to the middle of the mat. Sit up straight, chest lifted, take a breath here, and then bring your right foot into a half lotus. Take your right arm behind you, grab your right big toe or place it on your hip, whichever is comfortable. Inhale, lift your arm up, and exhale, fold forward, grab hold of your left foot or the mat in front of you as you pull your forehead towards the mat. Inhale, look up, exhale, release, and prepare to go into bridge. So bring your hips to heels and recline back onto the mat. Lift your forearms off the mat. Inhale, lift up to bridge, and then exhale, float your arms and knees out. Inhale, back to bridge, and repeat this 9 more times. Keep your glutes engaged, chest lifted. Maintain integrity of your bridge. Last 2 times. Inhale to a bridge. And then exhale, slowly roll back onto the mat. Take a round of breath, and then inhale, lift yourself up to staff. Bring your left foot into a half lotus. As we go into the half lotus forward fold bind, swing your left arm behind you, place it on your left hip or grab your left big toe. Inhale, lift your right arm up, and exhale, grab your right foot or place it on the mat as you fall forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Palms meet at heart center. Inhale, step your left foot all the way up to hip level as you lift up. Float over to the other side to meet in side lunge. And exhale to the mat. Inhale, lift up, float over, and exhale to staff. One last time. Inhale, swing up and lift up, float over, and exhale to staff. Now swing your left foot up one last time to meet in a side lunge. But this time, square your hips to the top of the mat, step your back foot to meet your front as we meet in a standing position. Turn yourself around and prepare to go into your crane walk one last time to the back of the mat. Lift your arms and knee to chest. Inhale, kick out, jump forward, and lift your alternate knee. We meet at the back of the mat. Release. And I'll see you on the next one.